They call it the Pharaoh's Curse, a chilling legend that claims anyone who disturbs an ancient tomb is doomed to suffer misfortune or death. For over a century, strange deaths connected to pyramid explorers have fueled headlines, rumors, and fear. Some say it's revenge from the ancient gods. Others argue it's nothing more than coincidence wrapped in good storytelling. But when you look closely at the facts, the patterns, and the science, the story becomes far more complicated and far more unsettling than a simple myth. The modern curse legend truly exploded in 1922 with the discovery of King Tutankhamun's tomb. When British archaeologist Howard Carter and his patron Lord Carnarvon opened the tomb, it was one of the greatest archaeological finds in history. The treasure was untouched, the gold was dazzling, and within months, the rumors began. Lord Carnarvon died abruptly from blood poisoning caused by an infected mosquito bite. Newspapers around the world claimed it was the curse in action. Lights allegedly went out in Cairo at the moment of his death. His dog reportedly howled and dropped dead in England. The story spread like wildfire. Over the next several years, more people connected, sometimes loosely, to the tomb also died. A financier, a radiologist, a visitor, a secretary. Each death added another layer to the curse narrative. By the late 1920s, the Arctic had hauntings, but nothing captured the public imagination like a 3,000-year-old king reaching from the grave for revenge. Yet what most people never hear is that Howard Carter himself lived another 17 years after opening the tomb. Many members of the original team lived long, ordinary lives. The curse seemed selective, inconsistent, and strangely dependent on newspaper headlines as, oh, if it wasn't supernatural revenge, what was really happening inside these sealed tombs? This is where science offers a far less mystical but equally dangerous explanation. Ancient tombs are sealed for thousands of years, turning them into perfect environments for toxic molds, bacteria, and deadly fungi. When explorers break the seal, they release clouds of microscopic spores into enclosed spaces. Some of these organisms can cause severe respiratory infections, organ failure, and even death, especially in people with weakened immune systems. In the early 1900s, doctors had no way to detect these invisible killers. To observers, death looked sudden and mysterious. Then there's another overlooked factor: coincidence amplified by fame. Thousands of explorers, laborers, and officials worked around the pyramids and tombs, but only a small number who died were tied to the curse narrative. People who lived long lives were ignored. Deaths that occurred years later were suddenly attributed to ancient magic. This is a textbook case of confirmation bias, where only the data that fits the story is remembered and everything else is dismissed. But the curse stories don't end with King Tut. Over the decades, other explorers reported freak accidents, financial ruin, broken careers, and even mental breakdowns after digging into Egypt's past. Some claimed they were warned by locals before entering ruins. Others said strange smells, unexplained illnesses, and sudden fear swept over them in sealed chambers. Whether psychological, environmental, or purely coincidental, the emotional impact was real, and fear itself can be lethal. Here's where myth meets money. The curse narrative became one of the most profitable myths in history. Newspapers sold millions of extra copies. Hollywood turned it into blockbuster films. Museums boosted attendance by leaning into the danger and mystery. Fear became an asset. The more terrifying the story, the more attention it generated. In many ways, the Pharaoh's Curse was one of the earliest examples of viral marketing, spread not by algorithms, but by human superstition. From a financial perspective, risk perception often matters more than actual risk. Investors fear market crashes more than slow inflation. Travelers fear plane crashes more than car accidents. And explorers feared ancient curses more than microscopic pathogens. Fear shapes decisions, behavior, and sometimes destiny itself. The legend of the curse didn't just scare people. It influenced where money flowed, how exhibitions were promoted, and how entire industries told their stories. So, is there anything truly unexplainable left in the curse? Some cases still resist easy answers. Perfectly healthy people who fell ill within days. Sudden accidents with no clear cause. But randomness itself feels supernatural to the human mind. We are wired to seek meaning, even when there may be none. When a story is terrifying enough, the brain fills in the gaps. That what's most fascinating is that the ancient Egyptians themselves did not widely rely on physical curses. Instead, they believed in spiritual judgment in the afterlife. The idea that every tomb was booby-trapped with magical death spells is largely a modern invention, fueled by Western mystery writing and sensational journalism. The real danger was never wrathful spirits. It was nature trapped in darkness for thousands of years, waiting to be released with the first breath of modern AI. So, is the curse of the pyramids real? If by curse we mean a supernatural force targeting intruders, the evidence is weak. But if we mean a deadly combination of toxic biology, human fear, coincidence, and financial myth-making, then the curse is very real and still active today every time another forbidden chamber is opened. And here's the unsettling takeaway. The most powerful curses aren't carved on stone walls. They exist in the human mind. Fear shapes markets. Fear shapes decisions. Fear shapes history. If you found this fascinating, don't forget to like this video, subscribe for more deep mysteries and hidden truths, and comment below. Do you believe the curse was superstition, science, or something we still don't fully understand yet?